Then the next question is that of Tong Tong Jeff, as they call him there in the Congo, in a fun way. And he's an architect, a builder like you, and he's been in a Kankar for a long time. Then he's now with the new presentation. And while he was in a Kankar, he will always have contracts, work contracts, which will not be signed. Always having difficulties to get any contract done, to any contract approved. And then he realized that this was because of her mother-in-law, who is a sorceress. And each time in the past when he had something important in terms of work, she will see her on the other side, all naked. When he sees her naked, everything will go wrong with his projects. And so the last case, he's now with the new presentation, and this has not abated. In the last project, he had to renovate the American embassy, and the company asked him to give them a rebate to lower the cost. So he gave them an 8% reduction rebate, and so things were on track with him until he saw on the real side his mother-in-law going through his files with a torch, looking through his going through his files, and seems she took out one document from there, and that has spoiled everything. That spoiled everything about the contract. So it's having this difficulty. That contract flopped, and he doesn't understand why, even with the new presentation, doing the new song, trying to center himself in the East, but he's still getting this kind of witchcraft attacks, and especially from his own mother-in-law. So he wants you to throw some light on this question of witchcraft, sorcery, lives of Nufriends.
Okay, well that's quite a lot, and so yes, I go through the same thing myself with what I deal with in the world, because I have dealings. I get interference all the time myself, Charles, and so I know what it's like. And to fulfill, especially with the funding that I've decided, yes, I see it all the time. There's interference, just like here in the physical. It takes agreement. And if somebody's interfering, I've been in so many deals, somebody's interfering, it many times ruins it. I've gone through that many times myself. When I had my own business, it was okay. That was different. But when you deal with other people, etc., yeah, things happen. And you have to make a determination. So, again, he's seen what's going on. Well, sometimes you have to be a little aggressive, or, it's like neighbors playing loud music, you call the police. So it's not that everything's instantly done. It's you have to make a determination. You have to decide things, or sometimes you have to be clever. You have to do things a certain way. So his mother-in-law has got a particular awareness. She's very adamant about what she's doing. I know that's difficult. And just like in the court systems here, where you want to get somebody arrested to stop bothering you, it becomes a difficulty. And on the real side, many times it's like that too, you see. And so the world is what it is today. It's not like it was, but it is like it is today, and people are what they are. And there's a lot more aggressiveness. There's more reptilians. There's more, you guys are in Africa. We've got it here too. I deal with it too. This is the earth. I know, it sucks. And so I don't have an answer for everything. The boys are there. They're going to decide what to do, but they're not going to just fix everything for everybody. They're not going to do that. They're not going to fix a person's life all the time. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the answer for everybody. People come to me and want the answer. In other words, it's a lot of preparation to do this. It's a lot to present this, and just to get to that point and for people to understand for them, and many times it's their choices too. Again, there's a family relationship there, and so, many times unconsciously, the individual doesn't want to hurt the other person's feelings or whatever. I don't know what the relationship is there. You look at the relationship ties. I had an experience one time, I'm going to tell this, I know it's a little long here, with my former girlfriend. And we were on the real side. And we started to walk into the sky together. But her little self was on the ground trying to pull me back. And I very adamantly said to her, you back off. You have to be stern sometimes. You have to step up. Because I was with her real self walking in the sky. This was an experience like 30 years ago. But the little self, and then the little self was looking a little perplexed, sitting on the ground. It was like we were at a cliff, and we started to walk into the sky. Well, the little self was sitting there on her behind, looking perplexed. It's like, huh? What? You see, again, sometimes you really have to step up. Because the boys are not going to make the choice for you. You see, this is where you really get big. It's like, when we were with our parents, we had some kind of protection there. We had this, it's really a false protection because, if somebody's dropping bombs on your house, your parents aren't going to protect you. And that's what's happening in some of the countries of the world. Hey, their parents can't protect them because we got bombs dropping on us. But for the most part, we're protected. But when we go out into the real world, now we got to deal with the real world. And we want it to be such. Well, the real world, as we call it, the business world. You see, again, I'm glad that you bring these things up because you're seeing it, aren't you? You want the business world to be such and such. It's like, oh, we're doing business and this is this and whatever. And it's, this is how it should be, and people should be nice and honest and all of us get along. Well, the business world is cabal. It's the dark side, basically, and that doesn't mean it's bad. It's not that it's bad. It's just, it is what it is. And what I'm trying to do here in my own way, and we have to go through the process, is for people to more so adamantly focus on the business life is so that we become like the boys right here and now and support each other, and we don't need the business world. We will surpass it. But that takes huge agreement. So in the meantime, you got to go through the process. Sorry, it's the earth. And I would say also that this person should look at themselves and this relationship, because there's also tap lines there. There's agreement there unconsciously. He's allowing this in. He's got to stand up and say, get the hell out. He's got to do that. So it's like if you come into your house and the mother-in-law is sitting there looking in your files, What do? Just let her keep looking in the files? You drag her out, or you call the police, or you tie her up. Whatever it takes. Get her the hell out of there. Confront her. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship or not. These relationships we have here are fake. Wives, daughters, kids, whatever. This is the playground. It's time to get real. I've went through this process. I left these people because they wanted to stay and unaware. That's their choice. I came to do this so that all of you could succeed and everybody else. It's a hard choice many times. Now, I'm not saying I'm right with what I've defined here and what I'm presenting to you according to what you've told me. It's a bigger picture. But the individual must make a choice. It's a hard choice. These are hard choices. Do it or don't. He's also letting her in. He has to take a look at that too. You can't just sit and whine about it. It's like, well, why is my mother doing this? My mother-in-law. Well, do something about it. Kick her out. Get real. Wait, Charles, thank you. Thank you for asking. That's very good. We love hearing from you. The questions are fine. I know it's not easy. It's not an easy world. We all have to deal with it. But it's all part of the wake up. It's really each individual focusing and deciding. They must decide, must get this God idea out of them that someone else is deciding for them. Step up, be real. It's okay. Yes, we're all great beings of light. Yes, we're wonderful. Just be it. Yes, and figure something out to do here. That's all. I know it's not easy for me either because I need agreement many times. But as we all agree and get real, we're okay. It's just getting that focus. Thank you, Charles. You're wonderful. We only have so much time. We're only going to be able to do so much of this, and then things can change. So, I take advantage of it every moment. It's very precious. It's very important. Because then the world won't have it. We'll see. So in the meantime, yeah, we've got a lot to do. We're just starting here. We're the youngsters. So I don't see any end to it. I just keep going until we see what happens here. It's very important. I never take it for granted. So that's why we wake you up every Saturday, because we want to see you. Africa is big. There's a lot to do there. And so it's part of the adventure. We got the lawsuit coming up. We got many things. So again, I'm adding to this adventure to see if people will wake up. Yeah, I don't want to be bored here. I like to do things. And so it's going to bother people. Well, that's whatever. But at least we're wonderful. Yeah, just like your parents, they shook you out of bed to go to school. They still love you, but it's like you still got to go to school. So, you got to wake up. Yeah, get with it. Thank you. Everything will be fine. Just keep focusing. The end result is all that matters. We'll get there.